Hello, everybody. This is Jackie Cox coming to you again with Ace Community, so adventure, creativity, and enjoyment. And we are so excited. I have some of our sponsors that are coming, and so grateful for all of our sponsors that we're going to camp. We're going to camp next month already, and I'm happy to have Cathy Graham here with us today with Two Little Blackbirds LLC. And Cathy does handcrafted candles, soaps, and gifts for her clients, and she does amazing. Cathy, you're so creative. So I'd like to welcome Cathy Graham, and we're just gonna have a great conversation. So welcome, Cathy.
Thanks, Jackie. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cathy, you are so awesome. I love your bio, by the way. So the reason, I kind of did more of an introduction to Cathy is her bio says this, and I love it. Been there, done that, didn't bother to buy the t-shirt. Oh, you crack me up with that, and I love it. So, Cathy, you've got some amazing experience in the creative space, marketing space. So tell us how did you get to working on candles and soaps and gifts for your clients?
Well, candles and soaps started with soap, just soap,
Okay.
because I cannot use regular soap. I'm just sensitive flower, you know.
I understand that.
Yes, and so I started making my own soap, and I started making my own because I was buying some from people off of Etsy,
Sure.
and about the time I'd find something that I really liked, they disappear.
Ah.
And it's like, okay, there's enough people doing this. It can't be rocket science. And so, it's kind of like making a cake. You have a recipe, you make your soap. And so I started out that way. And after I, had been doing that for myself for a while, I thought, there's got to be other people out there like me that
Yeah.
don't want to use this, chemically
Toxic.
laden
Yeah.
commercial soaps that, it's just going to break them out, make them itch, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so that's how I got started. And then I realized because I don't use scent in my soap to make it all natural, people were first thing they'd do is put that soap bar up to their nose, and I'd go, I
Oh,
need something that smells good.
wow.
So that's how I got into candles. Is doing well. I got the soap, but if you want something that smells good, go with the candle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome. And so, what's the main ingredient in your soaps then? If it's all natural and things like that, then is it
It's
kind of
it
different across the board?
Well, the different soaps have different types of ingredients and oils in them.
Okay.
Soap is basically can be made out of two ingredients, some sort of oil or fat and
Okay.
lye.
Okay. So
And
you
if
still
it's
use a
not made
lye.
with lye, it's not soap.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
at that point, it's a bath bar.
Ah, okay.
You'll notice that a lot of times commercial soap don't call themselves soap, they call it a bath bar. And that's because legally they have to do that because it's not soap.
Oh,
If they
interesting.
make a claim where it does a certain thing or it does this or it does that, it becomes a cosmetic product and is no longer soap.
Oh.
So, I'm back to basics. It's lye, and then I use different kinds of oils. I'll use olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, those kinds of things, and then maybe
Oh.
add in some other things like I use goat milk in several of mine. So,
Okay.
um,
Interesting.
but it's all natural materials. Nothing artificial, no artificial preservatives or fragrances or anything like that.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So I've smelled some of your soaps though. There is a scent to them a little bit though.
They smell like soap.
Oh, okay.
Now, I
Okay.
do have a couple that are my discontinued or leftovers from custom soaps. If somebody comes to me and
Oh,
says, I
okay.
want a custom soap and I want it this way, I will do that. And if I have leftovers, they get sold.
I got it.
But it's
Okay.
not something that I'll put out there as one of my products to be, as
As your
an
brand thing.
overall. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I
I mean, if
see.
you want that junk in it, I'll put it in there.
I mean, hey, yeah, I love that. I love that you're doing a clean line like this. This is so great. So that's amazing. So yeah, it's you hear of different things, and I mean, the way you're describing it, it's back to basics. I love that of the
Mhm.
lye and coconut oil or whatever. And here you go. Here's
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. And a lot of people, kind of balk when they hear lye because you're used to hearing the old lye soap would, burn you. It doesn't burn you. It changes into something else when it's mixed with oil. So if you're getting burned by soap, it's because somebody has doesn't know their recipe and they're putting
Ah,
in too much lye.
interesting.
Yeah.
See, folks, we learned something today. I
Yeah.
had no
Yeah.
idea, the
It's
simplicity.
it's a whole, the FDA has a whole thing on what we've got to do with soap. And we've got to disclose those ingredients, just like anything else,
Sure.
in the order of prominence. Now,
Yeah.
what a lot of soap makers do, because they don't like to list either lye or sodium chloride, they have to, they'll say saponified olive oil or
Okay.
saponified oils. And that's the word that means the lye and the oil had a baby.
They blended together. Okay. 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 That's great to know. I had
Yeah.
never heard of that word either. So, learning so much from you here today, Kathy. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you had enough people asking you for scents, so that led to the candles then.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And so now the candles seem to be a big part of your business, though.
They really are.
Yeah.
They are more prominent than my soap.
Okay.
And even now that I've moved into doing gifts with my laser engraving and sublimation,
Yeah.
that's becoming even bigger than my candles.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
as I kind of move into different things, those things
Yeah.
are kind of taken over,
Yeah.
as being, um, what people are looking for.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have the word gifts in your logo. It
Uh-huh.
covers a lot of different things. So, well, I know that there's people like me and my husband Jeff who have taken advantage of your graphic design experience from your past as well. You've done some amazing logos. Kathy did an awesome job doing our logo for camp, and I love it. It's everything I wanted on it. And I think it's amazing how creative you are. Can you talk about your process a little bit when it comes to, kind of guiding your clients towards either the right logo or the right gifts for their clients? Can you talk about your process a little bit?
Sure. I talk with the person to find out what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And lots of times that's a great starting point. It might not be where we want to end up, but
Yeah.
it's always a great starting point. Where, when I talked to you, you said I wanted mountains, I want something to show camping, I want some
Yeah.
trees and things like that.
Yeah.
But you wanted something that was going to be that we could use year after year, that we
Hmm.
could change up the wording on it to make it relevant to the current year. So I listened to what you want to use it for.
Yeah.
When you're going to, and how you're going to use it. Are you going to use it digitally? Is it going to be something that you're going to use in print? Is it going to be large scale? Is it going to be
Mhm.
small? Um, a lot of times you'll see logos, and when you look at them on Facebook where they've got that little teeny tiny small, you're
Right.
going, what does that look like? Because
Yeah.
it was designed big. It was
Yeah.
for big things, printed stuff that you could see largely.
Yeah.
And so those are kind of the things that I take into consideration when coming up with that. And of course, your logo should feel like your business.
Yeah.
So, I kind of try to get a feel of, um, what's the feeling that you want to do.
Hmm.
When we did Jeff's logo, that was my
Hmm.
first question. Jeff, what do you want it to look like? And he says, I want it to look very masculine. I want it to look, kind of like, um, army or military, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And so we kind of went with that. And I came up with a couple
Yeah.
of different things. And, he told me what he didn't like. He told me what he did like, which is what I need for people to do,
Yeah.
because I can't read minds.
Right. Right. Right.
So, that's one of the things that I tell you, you cannot hurt my feelings. I'm not
Sure.
designing this for me. If I
Sure.
was designing it for me and you said, I hate that, and I'd go, well, too bad, it's mine.
Right.
But it's yours.
Yeah.
So, we want to make sure that you're getting what you want. So that
That's,
it's a collaborative process.
yeah.
Now, do people come up with some ideas that they probably shouldn't? Yeah, they do. And you know, I I don't tiptoe around too many things, but I will tiptoe around that a little bit. But ultimately, once I get you on my side, I'll tell you that was a bad idea. And I'm glad we came around to the right thing.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah. You help them see the vision even if very much guidance of,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
I mean, that's your expertise though. And I hope that people trust that in you as well when they start to work with you. And I know I do. And so it was like, this is where we're leading, and this one is off track. Great. You might have led us off track on purpose. And then you come back to center of like, this is actually what it feels like, what you described you really want. So I love that you kind of guide them and then bring them back.
Yeah, there is always when I give a mock-up, there is going to be always one that's awful.
Okay.
And I do that on purpose.
Yeah.
So so that they can look at that and go, "Oh, no, not that one." So
Right.
they've already learned to reject something,
Yes.
so that we can get to where we need to be without them feeling like, they're being picky.
Yeah.
And but it's yours. You've got to be picky with it. You're the one that's got to live with it, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, if you have a suggestion that maybe is not going to work well, like
Sure.
say you're doing something purely for print and you say, I want it full color. Well, are you going to be willing to print full color on everything? Do we need to do a black and white version? Those kinds of things. So it's all use based basically,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what it is you want to present with that graphic design or logo or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I love your expertise in that. And Jeff is super happy with his logo. I'm super happy with our camp logo. Our audience has already started to see it, so it's beautiful. It's getting out there for sure, and I love it. And so it's one of those where it's definitely evergreen year over year until we decide we're making a complete shift. But for
Yeah.
now, it's definitely one of those things where I feel so good about it. And you nailed the color. Like one of the colors is this color. And I love it. And
I
so
had to have teal in it.
you
It
had
had
to
to
have
be
teal in
teal.
it for me, and I love it. That completely solidified that you understand your clients so extremely well. So it was very beautiful. So Kathy, Kathy's one of our sponsors at camp, and I'm so grateful for all of our sponsors. You're going to be doing a creative activity with us with a little bit of nature combined with some resin. So talk to us about that and get
Yeah.
us excited
So
about
what
that.
we're going to be doing is we're going to be using epoxy resin, clear epoxy resin, to preserve some things from camp, whether it be rocks
Yeah.
or leaves or something that you
Yeah.
want to preserve that's going to remind you of camp that you can place on your desk and keep it there.
I love it.
Um, it's one of those things that people go, "Oh, I really love that." And I know it's hard. And again, it's not that hard.
Right.
It's easy. You've got a recipe for that epoxy.
Yeah.
And it tells you right on the bottom what it is. So you just need to, be cautious of what you're doing. Make sure you
Yeah.
don't, get it all over yourself, that type of thing. But it's something that you can get really creative with.
Yeah.
In that we're going to be doing some simple shapes. We're going to be doing
Yeah.
round or square or coasters,
Yeah.
thick coasters, so that we can put stuff in them.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, you can use any kind of shape you want. And while
Sure.
we're going to be doing clear because we're embedding
Things in it.
things
Yeah.
into it, you can go with colors and all kinds of things. So you can be as creative as you want with it.
Love it.
Um, and, a lot of people think that getting into something like that is expensive, and it's really not.
Sure.
You can buy you a small quantity of epoxy and a couple of molds, whether it be something simple like we're going to be doing with coasters,
Hmm.
and just start small, and
Love
just have
it.
fun with it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you mess one up, you got a trash can.
Right.
You don't have to show it to anybody.
That's
And
right.
it's one of those things that, people a lot of times with creative things, "Oh, I'm not creative. I'm not
Yeah.
artistic. I can't do that." And you they can. They
Yeah.
can do that,
They
because
absolutely
I
can.
have, my clients are sometimes the biggest inspiration because they come up with these great ideas.
Yeah.
They're not sure how it happens or what to, how to make it happen, but they're always coming up with some creative ideas to do.
Yeah.
can we do this? Yeah, we can do that, you
Yes,
know?
I love it. I love it. I love that you have such great conversations with your clients and stuff too. You know, when you mentioned you wanted to sponsor and you wanted to do an activity, it was so perfect because I just reread actually the feedback from last year's camp and it said, I would love to spend a little bit more time crafting. And I was like, great, we're gonna get more time to craft and things like that. And Kathy's gonna be leading us through that. So I was super excited when you approached and said, you know, these are the three things I'm thinking of, and let's choose them together. And it was fun, and I'm looking forward to that
Yeah.
while we're at camp. So I mean, we'll have about an hour and a half to work on a project, which is
Mhm.
beautiful, and of course, then we've got an expert like Kathy just guiding us through it. So yeah, it will be so fun. So in addition to the creative activity that you're going to lead as a sponsor, is there something specific you're looking forward to at camp?
I really enjoyed last year. I really enjoyed when we did the pottery last year,
Yeah.
the crafts, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
and just having fun with everybody.
yeah.
Last year there were several activities that I thought, no, not going to do that. But I really wish that I would have gone
Yeah.
and just watched y'all made fools of yourselves doing it.
Exactly. So yes, I've encouraged a peanut gallery now this year.
Yes.
So any of the activities, you know, you and anyone else is always welcome to be in the peanut gallery. And I'm going to remind everybody to bring a camping chair or something, just so
Yeah.
you're not having to sit on the ground or whatever. But you know, it's just that camaraderie piece of just even if you're not participating, even being on the side and being part of the peanut gallery, you
Yeah.
guys, I think we just have so much fun together and the camaraderie and the deepened relationships. And
Mhm.
the amount of laughter and volume of laughter is just off the charts when we go to camp. So I'm so glad that you're coming back again this year. And I just really appreciate your support in all of this. And I can't wait. I mean, I've got our backpack. So again, to our audience, Kathy created these amazing she picked out these backpacks as part of her gift, and then she put our camp logo on it with her direct to fabric process, and then we've got lounge pants that have our logo on it. So I'm super excited for them to be able to see that and just have one more thing that just reminds them of camp. And Kathy, you have a lot to do with that because they're going to take home a resin piece, they're going to take home their backpack and their lounge pants, and so I'm super grateful for you, Kathy. So
Well, I'm happy to do it, and I love doing it with y'all.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we are so excited. Camp is already next month, people. So September. If it's something, you know, we're giving you a lot of FOMO here. I'm going to be interviewing the sponsors here over these next few weeks. We have 5 weeks before we're actually at camp and enjoying the camaraderie and the laughter and the activities and the business building. If this is something that sounds like, oh my gosh, I'm having so much FOMO, consider it for next year. We will do it
Mhm.
again next year. Roughly the same time frame, that third and a half to fourth week of September. And so it's coming again. I've gotten great feedback from it so far, and I'm just so excited for it for in less than 5 weeks now.
But I love that we have a lot of people that were there last year going, but then we've also got a lot of new people coming too.
Do.
So I think that that's going to be a lot of fun to get to know those people like we got
Yes.
to know people last year. Um, and the thing that I love about camp is that it's so relaxing. You say, I'm going to go on vacation and relax. And do you ever do that? No, you never do it. Where you go here, you go to camp, and Jackie takes care of everything for you.
Oh, thank
Your meals are ready.
you.
Your activities are planned. You just wake up and decide what it is you want to do that
Yeah.
day, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And
After coffee, of course, right,
yeah,
Kathy?
yeah, you got to have the coffee ready. But everything is done for you, and it's, there's no pressure to go do the activities like we were talking about. If you don't feel like doing it, don't go do it.
Right.
Nobody's going to be talking about you behind your back,
No.
because there's going to be other people staying at the cabin with you doing the same
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
So it's very, very casual, and I like casual. Um, I'm not a structured person where you go, okay, again, you got an hour to do this, and then we're going here, and then you got another half hour to do this, and it's like, no, just stick a fork in my eye.
Yes, yes. And exactly. I mean, that's again, I my hope for all of you is that you have an amazing experience. And so I really love to be able to take care of those that are coming. And again, I'm so grateful for everybody and to all of our sponsors. So Kathy, thank you so much. We're going to see you. I mean, I'll see you before then, but our audience, our campers will get to experience this and all of what you have to offer in just 5 weeks. So we're super excited.
It's going to go
Um,
by so fast.
I know exactly. So Kathy, what's the best way for our audience to get in touch with you?
The best way is to go to my website, twolittleblackbirds.com. The two is spelled out TWO. And there's a contact form there that you can reach me, or a telephone number where you can reach me there.
Yes, awesome. And Kathy is amazing at everything she's done. I've had some things done personally for gifts, different coasters and candles and things that I've done for gifts as well. So, man, she really takes care of you and your clients. So definitely, connect with Kathy. Two Little Blackbirds, the number two, or written out two rather, twolittleblackbirds.com. So, Kathy, thank you so much. We are so excited for camp next month. You can also go to ace-community.com and check out our camp and what we have coming up within ACE community as well. We have a meeting coming up next week, and we have all sorts of good stuff coming up. So ace-community.com as well. So thanks everybody for watching. And Kathy, thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate you. All right. Take care, everybody.